Back here for the NBA Live 96 series with the Utah Jazz. And we have played exponentially more games than everybody else this season. This is going to be our 7th game, and I think the next closest one is like 4. So we're kind of way out in front by now. We got some good steps on us, being undefeated on the rest of the teams in our conference. We did have some ties and single game records, but I didn't really update them just because I only got who they play. But Ostertag, Hornacek, Malone all had some updates. We're playing the Knicks. See how that goes. Look at that. 3 Jazz players as the steal leaders. That 3-star defense starting for Utah. John Stockton. Jeff Hornacek. David Benoit. The Milkman, Karl Malone. The Milkman. And David Carr, who will come out pretty quickly. Derek Harper. John Starks. I wonder what John Starks is up to these days. Charles Smith, number 54 for the Knicks. Charles Oakley, a couple Charleses. And Patrick Ewing. Patrick didn't have a nickname, I don't think. Leave a comment if Patrick Ewing actually did have a nickname and I just don't remember it. But I don't think he did. Look at that. Off to a great start. Stockton to Malone for the finish. And that will put Utah out. Look at that. Oh. And we've seen the Jazz have some big third quarters. But here, coming out of the gate strong with an early first quarter. With a quick answer there from the Knicks. David Benoit squaring up, 15-footer. You can't just leave him that open. You just can't leave him that open. That's David Benoit. You know who that is. Don't act like you don't know. Why is everybody running down the floor away from the inbounds? Antoine Carr, both teams perfect from the field. Neither one has missed a shot. Utah with the steals have shot more shots, though. I was going through to see if there were any stats that needed to be updated for single game. And I noticed that Dana Barros had 26 last game against us. Not sure how that happens, but 26 points. And now MVP candidate Greg Ostertag checks in for the first time. Charles Oakley steals it up ahead to Harper, and like I said, there's the Ostertag. I mean, that's not his fault. The Milkman missing a dunk. That would have been an assist for Ostertag. Milkman doesn't like to get the assist unless it's Stockton giving it to him. That's just a fact, Jack. Derek Harper is no relation to Ron Harper. And I believe it's Ron Harper whose son could wind up playing for the Jazz because he's supposed to be a lottery pick. If you're watching this game, the NBA draft lottery hasn't happened yet. So no spoilers. No spoilers in the comments telling me what happened in the lottery that hasn't happened yet. Don't come back to this video after the draft lottery has happened and spoil it for me. David Benoit. It's Karl Malone off the court. Utah going to have to find somewhere to get some offense. The Knicks, not a bad team. But just we've got something figured out, and I think part of it is that the Jazz were just a good team this year, and I just picked a team that is pretty good. So I think that could be part of it. The steals are kind of crazy. I mean, 18 points in this quarter, and we're shooting a lot at the rim. The shot chart shows a lot of circles at the rim. You know, this is one of those video series that whenever I started, I was like, oh, I remember playing this game as a kid, and it had its challenges. So maybe it'll still be challenging as an adult. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like, maybe I was just really bad at video games as a kid. See, now as an adult, as a kid, I didn't know feed Greg Ostertag and you'll win a championship. But here we are. We're feeding Ostertag. I would like to know why the Jazz have played exponentially more games. I would like to know why I like the word exponentially. Look at that. Run the play. Back 'em in. Back 'em in. Oh, yeah. You can't go for that. You can't go for that. Not against MVP candidate Greg Ostertag. The only knock on Greg Ostertag is that he went to Kansas. And it's a pretty big knock, so gonna have to hold that against him. Look at this. This game, very silly. Out to an early advantage here against the Knicks. The Knicks, for their credit, though, hanging around. Ooh. Still in it by 6, but this press, it's hard making this press work. See? Oh, that's a foul. Oh, a rare free throw opportunity. And that'll be Hornacek at the line. Oh, baby. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Puts the Jazz up by 8 after those 2 free throws. Long shot. Off the rim. Nobody grabs the rebound. And that's how the first quarter will come to a close. The Jazz firmly in control, just like Chris Mullin is in the three-point shooting. Jazz 12 of 13. Okay, thank you. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the play options. Well, let's take a look at it together. Rules, options, player setup. I don't even, yeah, okay, player setup's just that. Options, I think, is where we want to look at. Music, crowd sound, shot control, CPU assistance. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Set rules. Yeah, that's... I don't know, is it under strategy? That's not great taking a look at this, but... At least you get the cool menu music that somebody decided to go hard for. What am I doing today? I'm making the NBA Live 96 menu music, and I'm going to go hard on it. See? Told you it was hard. Yeah, get it in. Oh! And the roster shooting forward. Roster shooting forward. Good pump fake. Oh, good shot. On the baseline. That's a tough one. But we're having a hard time missing. I don't know if there's options that... I told you we had to start the season over because you couldn't even change the difficulty of the season without having to start all over. Yeah, that's too easy. That is too easy, my friends. Oh, and one. First and one we've seen this season. Charles Oakley at the line. Good rebound. Good rebound by Watson, who doesn't get a lot of playing time. But he's in here. Speaking of not a lot of playing time, Tom Chambers with the hook shot. Just everything going in for the Jazz right now. Everything is going. Going Jazz. Oh, boy. Steal by Stockton. Trying to get it into Malone. And he does, who somehow gets that dunk in. Oh. That's traveling. Look at that. Look at that. I knew, baby. I knew. That's what the kids do. That's what the kids do. So that's what I do. I don't know what it means. Maybe it's a gang thing. I'm not gang affiliated. Oh. Run the play. Let's give it to Watson. Go to work, Watson. Look, just too easy, man. They give you space over there on the baseline and just too easy. Spin move into the lane. Derek Harper and Watson, who's trying to earn some more playing time on this Utah team. Shoots it. What is happening? That's not how you get more playing time, Watson. In fact, that's a good way to, take Watson out of there. And we may not see Watson for the rest of the season. He might get sent down to the G League after that. 11-point game. Jazz out in front. 2:12 left to go here in the second quarter. Milkman. Uh-oh. That's Allen Houston out there, and that's a travel. Allen Houston. Jeez. Just right in Ewing's face. Puts it up to go up by 15. I wish that these games were a little more competitive. Like the first couple games, that's the kind of thing, like, I don't feel like I've changed up a whole lot of how I play since the first video in this series. First video on this channel, mind you, for reference. But yeah, I don't feel like I've changed a whole lot from that game. But they would have you believe that I'm playing some next tier basketball. Oh, man, see, that's a problem too. You get a little bit cocky. 7 turnovers now. I thought we were guarding him. And the lead back down to 8 after a couple turnovers, a couple made shots. Problem is, Crotty winds up being the open guy. And he's not a guy, oh boy, he's not a guy that can hit those. Jazz shooting 83% right now. The Knicks are putting together a bit of a run here after I complained about the difficulty. And it is down to a 4-point game. And I think a lot of this has to do with John Stockton being on the bench. And there's just a mental error, we'll say, from Jeff Hornacek. And he'll have to take a seat. It's a 2-point game now. So things got a bit wildly out of hand there. I didn't even know how much time was left, and somehow I got that off right at the buzzer. Shot's no good, but a big run from the Knicks makes it a 2-point game. And the Jazz will have to clean it up, even though they're shooting 80%. Which two teams played in the lowest scoring game in NBA history? It's a good question. I don't know this one offhand. The lowest scoring game in NBA history. I mean, your gut kind of says, like, Lakers Celtics, just from, like, a standpoint of how many games they've played, right? But could you imagine if the Lakers and Celtics have the lowest scoring game in history? Oh, boy. Okay, that's why Greg Ostertag is an MVP candidate. Looking to pump fake, and he winds up putting it in. And now the block by Stockton again. We've seen some huge third quarters from the Jazz this season. But right there, Derek Harper gets the answer. And if the Knicks are going to hang around in this, they are going to need Derek Harper to hit some shots for him. Ball goes in the corner. This is John Starks with it. Long three up, no good. Offensive rebound put back. That's Patrick, no nickname Ewing. We throw that ball and goes right to Benoit, who gives it up to Malone for the finish. Makes it a 4-point game once again. So not out of the weeds here against the Knicks just yet. Oh. Okay. So the missed layup there by Stockton. And then the bucket on the other end makes it a 2-point game once again. As these two teams go back and forth, and Malone, that's a tough look. And he goes in and he gets the bucket. Oh, Stockton, big steal. What if he hits this? He doesn't, but what if? And now Charles Smith, long rebound, comes back, gives it over to Harper. Uh-oh. And that long bucket is good. So the Knicks still hanging around in this one. Trying to go inside. They finally do. And Karl Malone keeping the Jazz in this one right now. Certainly making it interesting. Long three. No good. Long rebound out. Gives it up ahead. Malone leads the break. Gives it over to Hornacek. Hornacek to Stockton to Ostertag for the easy finish. Puts it back at 6. 2:20 left to go here in the third. Some switching out here on defense that we're not real clear on. Depth perception messes up the offensive rebound. We're just going, okay. Substitution for both teams. And that's just a big old turnover. 55-53. The Jazz going to have to make do with Crotty. Well, with Stockton and Malone both out of the game. But Crotty right to the basket for the finish. Puts it back at 4. So that big first quarter from Utah. Kind of what's holding on right now. Allen Houston. Oh, big block. And then Benoit winds up with it. And that's an easy dunk for him. Arms up. David Benoit dunk. Oh boy, I have no idea who that is, but that's an easy finish for old number 54 for the Knicks. Benoit. I don't think he's a three-point shooter. I don't remember him as a kid. I don't remember him as a kid because he's much older than me. But when I was a kid, I don't remember him making many threes. Look at this, Hornacek. Got the double on him. Ah! Tough look. Tough look. Oh no. Is that Anthony Mason? Big miss, and then a big rebound by Hornacek. And now Hornacek, this would be a big bucket. No, though, and back quickly the other way. Come the Knicks. Houston, inside. Turnaround jumper, no good. Oh, big rebound there by Hornacek. That had a chance to be very bad. Gives it over to Antoine Carr for the finish. And Jeff Hornacek, number 2 in the league in assists behind John Stockton. And then called for the foul. So, you take the good, you take the bad, you get them both, and there you have Hornacek. Block. Antoine Carr. Malone at the buzzer. Makes it a 6-point game, 63-57. So not the huge third quarter that we're used to seeing, but we stay out in front over the Knicks. Still shooting 75%, but only 1 of 5 from downtown. Lowest scoring game, Fort Wayne Pistons and the I was half right, Minneapolis Lakers. The Lakers were involved. Used to be a team in Fort Wayne. Ooh. Malone might have himself a pretty big game here when the dust settles. We haven't seen his totals or anything. I mean, we saw him at halftime, and they weren't anything spectacular, but he's been... no. He's been right there when they need him. Oh, I thought that was a really good look. I try not to take bad looks, but that felt like a really good one. Can we please? Okay. Got set up to play. Baseline jumper for John Stockton puts it back at 6. Just under 4 minutes left to go here in this game. Oh, inside and just rejected by Adam Keefe. And then the layup by Tyrone Blue Edwards, I believe. One of those is Byron Russell, which it doesn't look like Byron Russell. Long 3, no good. Chase down, Charles Smith. 6 offensive rebounds for the Knicks. And that one is good to go too. And then a quick turnover there by John Stockton. John Crotty checks in, and that's usually when things had a tendency to go, well, that's when things really did go bad in the second quarter. Now a 4-point game. Crotty's in there, but he's in there for Hornacek. So Stockton stays in. Allen Houston, you think you can guard the milkman? You cannot. Under 3 minutes, a 6-point game. Somebody's open if the milkman and I are guarding the same guy. I don't know who it is. Tough bucket. $15-footer from Malone, no good. Rebound tipped out. And the Knicks come away with it. This is Allen Houston now. Has it up top. Tough hook shot. And up and in. So the Knicks getting buckets when they need to. Staying in this one. Nice bounce pass. Trying to go inside to Tommy Chambers. Can't do it. Malone over to... Trying to go to Chambers, but Blue Edwards intercepts it. The dunk no good. Now tip pass out on the perimeter. Knicks have the basketball. Another block. And that one might have been by Brian Russell that time. And then another block. This time John Crotty. So the bench playing big here in the fourth. And Crotty finishes the contested layup at the rim. What a sequence of events there. That pass is tipped. They retain possession. Another block for Tom Chambers. And Crotty once again. And we said the Crotty minutes have been rough. But now, an 8-point lead thanks to John Crotty. Knicks have to find a way to staunch the bleeding here down the stretch. Another block. This time, Karl Malone. Shot up, rimmed around, no good. Rebound down to the Knicks. And then an easy finish inside to make it a 6-point game. Crotty gets the basketball instead of Stockton, but gives it over to Malone for the easy finish at the rim. Smart move there by John Crotty. Allen Houston. No good in the corner. Oh. Well, I thought he was going to dunk the crap out of that one, but he did not. That pass tip. Tom Chambers, a weird lineup on the floor here for the Jazz down the stretch in this close game that includes Tom Chambers, John Crotty, and we believe that's Brian Russell, number 34. Another offensive rebound and a putback makes it a 6-point game. And that they just stole it, trying to pump fake it. But the Knicks not in a mode to go quickly. But they do get the bucket. So it's a 4-point game, 25 seconds left to go here. Stockton. Double teamed to Crotty. Back to Stockton. The pump fake off the floor. Stockton. And that's probably going to be enough to put the Knicks away down the stretch. 79-73, a 6-point game, 20 seconds left. Was Allen Houston 50? I think so. Chambers, a huge rebound, and that's how this one comes to a close. So the Jazz move to 7-0 on the season with a hard-fought win here in New York. We talked about how the games really haven't been like the beginning of the season, but this was about as close as you can have it. 28 points for Karl Malone. I believe that is a brand new record, so we'll have to update that over there on that side of the screen. But I can take a look real quick and see if 28 points is going to be a record. Because I'm sure you're wondering out there. You're like, I'm pretty sure that's a record, Craig. You're probably right. You guys are always right. I don't know anything. Yeah, 24 points. That's going to be a new record for a single game. So a big game there from Karl Malone to lead the Jazz to a victory. 28 for Malone, 6 for Crotty, 8 for Carr. I don't remember Carr having 8. Oh, there he is. 14 field goals. That's going to be a new record. 1 offensive rebound. Karl Malone. 3 defensive rebounds for Hornacek. If he had an offensive rebound, we'd be in business. Most blocks in a game was 4. And we had quite a few blocks, so as a team, that's probably the most ever. Steals, 8 is the record. Nobody's getting close to that one. Assists, I know it's double digits. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be points that wind up being the new record. And field goals made. So nice job there by the Milkman. And the Jazz get the win to move to 7-0 on the season. And why we've played so many more games than anybody else. They've played 3. Those guys have played 4 down there. 7, 3, 2, 2, 4, 1. The Lakers have played 1 game. 3 games, 2 games. Golden State hasn't played any. And yet somehow, by the grace of God, Chris Mullin leads the league in 3-point percentage with 100% 3-point shooting when the Golden State Warriors, according to this, haven't even played a game this season. I mean, we're all seeing that, right? Like, why have the Jazz played so many freaking games? This doesn't make any sense. It really is baffling. Look, there's no options to change anything. Well, anyways, the Jazz moved to 7-0. Thanks for watching. We're way out in front. Hard-fought game, though. We're going to play the Nets coming up next. And that'll be next Monday. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Do whatever you want, man. It's your life. Just thanks for watching. Appreciate having you around.